Sam Raimi is like, you know what? This has been fun. This has been cute. But let's turn things up just a little bit, shall we? And this fool unleashed the gates of hell, man. I mean, at this point, I mean, he's trying to traumatize little kids, because you know little kids gonna come see this.
Yep,
now, I think medium-sized kids, 9 or 8 years old, they'll be all right. But your 6-year-old's gonna be in there like, Get him, catch him. It's just a movie. Get his ass. Before we say anything, this will be a spoiler-free review. There's been too many spoilers that have been dropped out there. I know you're scared right now, but we are not going to do that.
Plus, they gave us a special card saying, "Don't you spoil a goddamn thing."
They said, "Don't you dare." It's almost like they're waiting outside the door right now. I wish you would.
You see a red dot form our heads, you know.
Believe me, this is probably one of the more sparse, as far as details go, reviews that we do, because there's a lot in there that could be spoiled for people, and I don't want to do that. That's the last thing I want to do to people out there. So if you're worried about that, don't. Now, anything could be a spoiler the way people are so sensitive today, but really, there's so much in this movie. Trust us, we're not spoiling anything. But with that said, without further ado, let's talk about your boy, Doctor Strange. You would think that being a guy like Doctor Strange, who has the power of the universe in his hands, well, you'd be one happy fella. Just a flick of your hand, you can make a beer or wine. People are like, wow, that's the first thing you went to drinking? Alcoholic. Wow, okay. Man, you can make burgers with it. Ooh-wee.
Yeah, what would your sponsor say about that?
He'd be like, wow, you did that? Make me one. But thing is, man, you don't know how hard it is to be this guy.
To be a magic pimp.
Being one of the world's greatest superheroes, being an Avenger. Yeah, it's awesome. But this man feels pain just like any other guy out there. And at this moment, he is not having a good day. Not a good day at all. Doctor Strange is no good, lousy, goddamn day. First,
that's the third movie.
That's the third movie.
The titles just keep getting longer.
Oh, he had to go to his ex-girlfriend's wedding, watch the love of his life get married to another dude. His friend at the wedding gave him some shit. I mean, the man saved the world, and he's like, yeah, you couldn't have done it another way, man. Come on now. Did you have to do that?
Plus, she married a black dude.
Yeah, I'm going to say that.
I didn't want to say nothing. He was sitting up there.
He's like, oh, she never coming back now.
Yeah, couldn't no magic undo that shit right there. Do I have some black arts in here somewhere? As cool as he is, man, he's like, that black
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, boy, you can't undo jungle fever. His friend is giving him shit for saving the world. The last thing that he needs today is an interdimensional traveling kid who can't control her powers being chased by a giant octopus. But that's what he gets. That's exactly what he gets. And though he didn't ask for any of this, he better start to help this kid get control of her powers quick, because somebody out there thinks that they can. And if they do it, it just might threaten the existence of not the planet, not the universe, not the galaxy, but the whole multiverse. Multiverse of madness. I'm like, you making me mad right now doing it. You don't stop. People, let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And we'll be back, of course, with our review.
Shit!
When I saw the trailer first time, I thought he said, shit! All right, so just to get this out the way first. Now, if you subscribe to the common complaint that superhero movies, they're just a bunch of CG, flashing lights, explosions, keep complaining, because this is not going to change your mind right here. I'm not speaking for anybody in the room, not myself or anything. I'm just saying that this is not going to change your mind. If anything, after seeing this, you might come out feeling validated about it. You might come out talking about, now you see that shit? Now tell me I'm wrong. And even the biggest defenders of this movie will sit up there and be like, I ain't got nothing. I mean, you ain't wrong. And they're not wrong. I'm not saying anything about the quality of the movie. I'm just saying if you're somebody who just talks about how these are just special effects driven blockbusters and they get by a lot on that, then I don't see anything in here that's gonna like make you think otherwise. You know, because this is probably the most insane mix, Marvel's most insane mix of CG yet. They need to put madness in all caps in that title because they live up to that word. This is insane, y'all. This is I described this when I got out. And there's going to be many other ways to describe this, but this is probably, out of all their years of movies, this is up there as being one of the most comic book movies that they've done.
That's true. That's
you know,
fair.
And when I say that this is insane, I'm telling y'all right now, heed my warning. And I'm half joking, but I'm a little half serious. If you have epilepsy, don't go up in there. If you one of those people that joke about, man, let's take LSD and go watch Doctor Strange. Don't you do that. Don't you? I don't have epilepsy. I didn't do drugs watching this, and I was this close to being on the floor convulsing, having foam coming out my mouth. I was like, oh shit. The lights, Martin, the lights. Get a spoon, Martin. I'm swallowing my tongue. The lights. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
It's a madhouse.
It's a madhouse. It is. It's overload, y'all, in a way. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. Because see, the thing is, everything I'm talking about right here, in addition to making this Marvel's most comic book-like movie yet, and I need to tell you that because this is, you know, this is way less grounded than most Marvel movies. You know, one of the things that people liked when it first started, like, damn, man, they made it. When Iron Man came out, man, shit, Iron Man could be real.
Right.
And slowly over the years, you know, that kind of changed, man.
Yeah, you know, we brought in Norse gods and magic.
Yeah, and all this
talking
craziness.
Raccoons.
Yeah. Yeah, this is leaning.
So it's too late to go like, this is unrealistic.
Yeah, no, it's way too late to be talking about that. This is, man, we jumped into the deep end of fantastical. In a way, and I don't mean this I'm not saying this as an insult, not at all. I mean this in as respectful in the best way that I can. This is almost a cartoon, the way they're traveling through all these dimensions and things are just going so wild now. You're like, shit, that's the last time I drank with Cosby. I don't know what that man put in my drink. Cosby tried to get that ass too. You know, with movies like this and movies that they got coming up, man, movies like Thor, Love and Thunder.
I want to choose my own path. My superheroing days are over.
You know, we can now say that Marvel has officially lost its mind. Anything goes. Anything goes at this point. And I'm gonna pass this on to Martin right here. But what I do like about this, and I'm not saying everybody will agree with this, but what I do like about this is that at this point, even Marvel is saying, they're saying, yeah, we're nuts right now. We're insane, and you know, deal with it. You know, the people in the movie do. You know, this is a movie where, you know, the folks who are like living in the Marvel world now, the everyday people, they're used to this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, everybody's just. It's nothing to see a sorcerer sitting in a pizzeria eating a slice, and not going crazy about it.
That was one of the more interesting things. Is that at the end of Infinity War and Endgame, I had the impression like, well, the Avengers saved the world, but most people don't know what went on. And you learn from here, like, not only do most people know? They're seen as celebrities. Doctor Strange. Oh shit! Can I get your autograph?
Yeah.
Look, that's him right there.
But most people are just sitting around like, oh shit, Doctor Strange. Anyway, pepperoni, extra cheese. Yeah, most people.
Is that Doctor Strange right there? Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal was there last week. Don't even worry about that. Don't bother him. Yeah. This is New York. We don't do that.
Nah, man. People eating fast food alongside superheroes is nothing for Doctor Strange to go to a wedding now. To go to a wedding and just sit with everyday people and go to the bar and just fill the glass with wine like Jesus. Bartender don't even blink.
Right.
You like, shit, you still gonna pay for that.
Oh, even when there's a threat, throws his cape around himself, changes his costume, and nobody's like, oh. They're like, oh, well, what took you so long?
No, everybody's like, for the ground.
Right?
Yeah. Shit, they ain't even worried about him. They're like, shit, my account's about to blow up right now. Yeah, man. This might not be for those who liked it when Marvel had a toe kind of dipped in the real world. But for those who are still on board, Marvel does continue to offer something different, even when it appears that we're starting to get more of the same. And that's the thing about what people see with the trailers, and if you've been just watching a whole lot of superhero movies from different companies, they can start to blend. But Marvel really is doing something different right here, man. And this is in large part due to Sam Raimi, man. Mm-hmm. Sam Raimi is the perfect director for this job right here, because I sat up here, I feel bad. I had to sit up here and swallow my pride and eat that crow, boy, because we had a question on Sunday. Somebody said, well, do you think that this movie will be real horror? And
and that's right. I thought about that.
And I was like, oh, it'll be horror light. It'll be horror-like. They won't have that. It'll be a monster or something. They ain't going to do nothing with that. Bullshit. This man went crazy right here. They weren't lying. They said that this was a horror movie. But more so, this is a Sam Raimi horror movie.
Yes.
This is Marvel meets Evil Dead. Not Evil Dead, but Evil Dead 2.
Groovy.
Why this is a Sam Raimi horror movie where it does has the genuine horror in there, and it's got and for a PG-13 movie, they go pretty hard.
It gets gruesome at times.
Yeah.
Like most of it is like, oh, it's Sam Raimi PG, and at times it just goes Sam Raimi like, how'd you escape an R just now? Like, for this tone to be here and y'all jump to this, this almost makes me feel kind of ill. I wasn't prepared.
I mean,
and then it goes back.
They got you thinking that this is just going to be. This is going to be just another Marvel frolicking adventure. They go around and they got the special effects hopping through dimensions. Some of it's actually really funny. They play up some of the comedy here, as Sam Raimi does with his horror movies too, a lot of them at least. The closest thing that it gets to horror in the beginning is maybe a creature feature. When Strange and Wong have to go out and fight a giant octopus. It's almost like a Godzilla movie. The creature even has a Godzilla villain type name. The creature's called a Mexican wrestler, Gargantos. People on that bus talking about, I gotta get the in New York, man.
Right?
Every movie I talk about, people need to get the hell in the Marvel universe. Get the hell out of New York.
It's a thing where people are attracted by the superheroes at the same time. They put their lives in danger all the time.
Exactly.
Rent gotta be cheap there.
Yeah. No. Rent is more expensive because they gotta make up for the price of tearing up this building every week. That part right there with the giant squid, which even comes across just a little bit. I think it looks cool, man. So I'm not complaining at all. You could tell it's CG and it even looks a little bit cartoony in a way. But, this is nothing like a horror movie. This is, like I say, more like a fun monster movie. But things take a dark turn at some point in the movie. And even then, I was like, well, you know what? This person's having a slight overreaction to what's happening here. But, that's what villains do.
Yeah.
That's cool. But halfway through this movie, after they did that, at some point, Sam Raimi is like, you know what? This has been fun. This has been cute. But let's turn things up just a little bit, shall we? And this fool unleashed the gates of hell, man. I mean, at this point, he's trying to traumatize little kids because you know little kids gonna come see this.
Yep,
Now I
yep.
think medium-sized kids, 9 or 8 years old, they'll be all right. But your 6-year-old's gonna be in there like. I'm kidding. Get him, catch him. It's just a movie. Get his ass.
Mama want to go home.
Yeah.
Can I go
Man. I'm telling you, boy, he unleashed the portals of hell in this, man. At this point, it's like slimy demons start flying around everywhere. Man, bodies start getting mangled and crushed. There's death and destruction going on. People are dying. People are dying horribly. People, rotting zombies.
Yep.
Rotting zombies with pieces of their face falling off come in the middle of this. Talking about, let me get in on this, man. Let me get some of this right here. Since we going all crazy and horror now.
Yeah, and these gruesome deaths, they're not just faceless henchmen. There's some people you love.
Yeah, no, people there's the stakes are high here. And let me just say right now, because some people going to sit up there and talk about, oh, well, shit, oh, man, the multiverse going to fix it. No, it ain't. No. You think they're going to rewind the clock and go to another minute? No, they're gone.
I said they're going they better not do that. They better not.
No.
And they don't.
No. It even turns into Terminator at one point, where these people are running from what feels like an unstoppable force. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, it's they actually put in some genuine horror elements, some scary things. It is in all means a horror movie. And what's really scary is when you come home from a hard day and realize, man, I gotta make dinner.
You can see Martin just shaking his head. He's seen it coming.
Yeah, people, but I'm not lying. You come home, when you cook the dinner, the kitchen's gonna be dirty. You gotta pull out all these groceries and everything. Then sometimes you even gotta stop by the grocery store before you get home. Man, don't do yourself like that. I tell you, I talk about that's really scary, and I'm gonna tell you about the magic of HelloFresh right here. Man, with HelloFresh, now you do cook your meals, but it makes cooking meals fun. It makes it easy, gives you a sense of pride. Boy, ain't nothing sitting up there talking about, damn, I made that fancy meal. Damn, that's a good-looking chicken parmesan right there. Yeah, people, the thing with HelloFresh is not just the fact that they give you these ingredients, but these are farm-fresh ingredients. They just got them, and they send them to you under a week. So that's hence the name HelloFresh. And as I said, that saves you a trip to the grocery store, saves you some time. And what's cool about this is that you tell them, what do you want? Are you living by yourself? Got a cute guy coming over or a fine-ass girl coming over? You want to cook for two? Hey, we got you. Want to cook for the family? They give you the portions that you need so that you're not wasting any food. Stuff isn't sitting up there rotting in your refrigerator. You ain't feeling guilty because all these plants die for nothing. So, also, when I say that these are easy to make, they are. They have quick and easy meals that you can make for 30 minutes or under. You can even customize these meals. Are you vegetarian? You love meat? Hey, you want a little bit of both in there? Hey, they can do that for you. You can customize these meals. Swap them out for veggies, proteins, vegan. Hey, you running things around here, you let them know. A lot of variety here, Like I said, we use it, my wife and I, we like to cook together with this. We're going to be cooking some HelloFresh tomorrow, man. We actually looked in the refrigerator today, and we were like, man, we, not I, not you, but we need to cook tomorrow. And I was like, we should do. We love to cook when this stuff comes over, man, because she cooks better than me. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Does she? She's had more practice.
Yeah, she's got more practice. Y'all know I'm busy, but I feel like I'm doing something. We do use this. This is something that, I'm not gonna lie to you. They send us this. They send us meals all the time since we're, sponsoring these or they're a sponsor of the show. But once it's done, I think I'm gonna be getting these myself. I'm just gonna start ordering myself because we really do use them, and it does fit our lifestyle. And you know what? I think it fits your lifestyle too. Everybody's busy these days. Everybody wants to eat nice. Everybody wants to eat fresh, but everybody doesn't have the time, or they just like it when the stuff is brought to you already kind of portioned out and pre-made. And these are good meals that are in here too, man. So here's what I'm going to do for you. go to HelloFresh back up, HelloFresh.com/double-toasted-16. That's the number 16. And use the code double-toasted-16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. Once again, go to HelloFresh.com/double-toasted-16. Let me spell it out for you. HelloFresh.com/double-toasted-16. And you're going to use that code double-toasted-16, and that is spelled DOUBLETOASTED. And that's the number 16. That's a lot of food you'll be getting for that. 16 free meals. 16. That's going to last you for a while. And also, you're getting some free gifts right there, too. I mean, the gifts, the food is good enough, but they're so sure that you'll love HelloFresh, they're throwing some gifts in there, too, just to show you some future appreciation. I want to thank HelloFresh for sponsoring this portion of the show. And as always, thank you, the Toasted community out there, for your support. All right. Let's go ahead and continue with the review here. Now, as I said, there's some very scary images in there. It gets a little more violent than I thought it would be in the horror sense, but it still has the humor of Sam Raimi's horror films, which actually puts in a good balance. You know, right down to his trademark camera work. Mm-hmm. You know, cameras all up in the face. You know, cameras shaking, dizzying around. And but that's a good thing. If you know Sam Raimi, then you know his camera work when you see it. It still fits well inside of a PG-13, but they are pushing that PG-13, man. I'm telling you, there's some deaths in here.
What if I do this? Okay.
Yeah.
What if I do this, though? All right.
Yeah.
What if I do this? Watch it.
Ooh.
What about this, though?
Yeah.
That's it.
What about stop it? Man, there was one death. Somebody was just in agonizing pain when they went down. I was like, make it stop. Make it stop, please.
He's had enough.
For the love of God, stop it. Please die. Just cover my ears. No. Yeah, man, it's crazy. But also, like I said, there's a lot of humor in there to bounce it off. Think of definitely Evil Dead 2, but also think of something like Sam Raimi's other movie, Army of Darkness.
This is my boomstick!
When thou spoke the words, the army of the dead awoke.
You know, it's stuff in there like that too that works well with the movie. You know, and plus we're at the age now where we can see in a PG-13 movie a man's face halfway ripped off. As long as there's not a whole lot of blood going on there, you know, they can do that, and you're going to see a lot of that. You know, this almost feels like, I don't know what you think, this almost feels like a testing ground for if they want to do a Marvel Zombies show or movie or something. But, you know, we'll see how that works out. I mean, they could, at this point, you know, beneath the special effects that annoy people today, some people, you know, causing debates about what cinema, you know, what a movie, our theaters being ruined by Marvel movies. Marvel really is trying different things, man. And I will just say, and I'm going to see what Martin has to say about some of this, but, you know, some of their best work is when Marvel, when they're doing what DC's doing, and who I think may have learned, letting people like Sam Raimi or Taika Waititi, you know, put their signature on the movie.
Well, that was Marvel's thing early on. Was to like, hey, we'll bring in these directors and they'll bring some of what they do to what we do. And the thing is, Marvel, they have already set up sort of like a story, or at least story beat and special effects and action sequence machine. Like they bring these directors in and they're like, look, we already worked out these parts. Yeah. But you do what you do for sort of put the flavor on it and work with the actors. And, and so we'll meld these things. Most of the time it has worked out. Like with Eternals, not so much.
I was about to say, yeah, you know, even though there is an argument that for the most part Eternals didn't work as well for a lot of people.
They used to do that a lot, and it seems like in Phase 4 they kind of dropped a lot of that.
Yeah,
this movie comes back to it, where it's like, as you've been pointing out, this isn't just a superhero movie; it's also a horror movie, and Sam Raimi is really making old school horror movies. He's pulling from not just stuff from the 90s that he's done, but he's going back to old school Vincent Price type movies. Yeah. He's even some, I just watched the old 1978 Doctor Strange last night.
I watched that today.
Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I see elements of that in here where it's just like, yeah, he's like, hey, I have a love for these old things, and I'm making that a part of all this.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is what elevates these things to being more than what they are.
Good for Marvel letting them do this, man. Marvel needs to do that more. Now again, this might come at the cost of the tone of the movies that people might have liked early on in the phases of Marvel. But letting these directors come in and do that thing really does, I think, improve the films. But like I said, we get a good script in there too, because we saw where that didn't work,
Sure.
for a lot of people.
It makes them richer than what they seem on the surface.
But more often than not, I think that it works out. And at this point, we're so many years deep with these films that now these really are like comic books. You go to the store and you pick up a comic book, like, what the fuck is going on? You don't know. We're at this point now with these, man. So if you haven't kept up, you will be lost, especially in this movie right here. But if you are a fan, Marvel aims to please, and not only please, but reward loyalty here. Because for anybody who's kept up with Marvel, anybody who's had, special requests or wishes for Marvel or anything that, just looking for that really good bit of, and I know I say this all the time, I don't like it, but I think they do it in the best way sometimes, fan service. These movies know how to do that. I would say that, if that's the case, they do have a lot of cameos in here that are going to get the crowd cheering. This is where they get people. Spider-Man was a movie that, look, it has some flaws in there, and even I said, man, some of this, it's not great. But
honestly, I think Spider-Man No Way Home is not even a good movie, but it's so crowd-pleasing that people are willing to overlook everything.
Oh, yeah, if you see it with a crowd. Now, if you see some things at home, like I know I'm going to watch No Way Home at home, I'm going to be like, yeah, it's just kind of lacking that crowd experience.
And there's like plot holes galore.
Yo,
geez,
like,
there's so much of this that doesn't make sense at all.
But you're going to have some real crowd-pleasing moments. You're going to be thankful for being in a theater full of people. And the least said about that, the better. So I'm going to shut my ass up right now.
Well, I'm also thinking, like, when we got to the end of Endgame, where they, took 10 years to build this story to this glorious end, you're like, man, y'all did it. Where do you go from here?
Yeah.
How do you? What's the next move? You can't top it. And now it seems with No Way Home in this movie, it's all about the flex. It's because with this one especially, they've been like, hey, have you not been watching our Disney Plus shows? You're gonna missing out.
Oh, yeah.
You need to go back. Oh, did you only watch the first couple of episodes of WandaVision and stop because it's too sitcom-y? We shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have done that, fool.
Oh,
did you not watch What If because it was a cartoon? You should have done that.
Before you even watched the movie, they were talking about you need to watch No Way Home, WandaVision, What If, and there was the fourth one they said to watch too.
Yeah.
No,
Doctor Strange, the first one.
These movies are giving homework now.
Yeah.
If you haven't kept up, because you haven't, you're going to go back, you got some homework to do. These are very... Now, it's no more going in and just being kind of loose and saying, oh, I get what's going on. No, not anymore. Those days are gone, my friend. Maybe on a one-off, maybe Ant-Man might, no, shit, what am I talking about? Hell no. None of these movies are doing that. So now, in addition to these movies, years and years of legacy films to watch, now you have to go watch the shows.
Legacy films and TV shows and even comic books. So they're like, oh, we're bringing in characters that you haven't even seen before, but other people know about them.
Yeah.
Oh, it's too bad. You know what? You got time. Go catch up right now before you show up.
Yeah.
And if you don't, that sucks for you.
Yeah. I sat there and I as much as I love superheroes and superhero movies and where I used to look at comics back in the day, I sat up there and felt casual as fuck. I felt like a tourist. Somebody popped up and I was like, nope, don't know who they are. So I'll have to go consult a nerd.
Yeah, if you only seen the first Doctor Strange movie, which is something I was really surprised about, is how much this is a Doctor Strange movie. Because I thought at this point, these movies are going to be about just the whole universe. And even though they bring in it all, it's like, this really is a Doctor Strange movie. But if you only seen the first one, you're like, I think I got it from here. You ain't got it. You ain't got shit.
Shit, it took me, I had to restrain myself because I almost, in the middle of the movie, was going to tap him on the shoulder. Hold that. Get off me, man. I was going to be those people, like those old people in the movie. Like, what happened? Who is that? The cast in the film, they're great. I think Benedict Cumberbatch is really He's really made this character his own. I like him a lot in this. I like the way his character is portrayed because, you know, Doctor Strange is a good guy, but I like the way they nail in on his flaws, man. That's a great thing.
Doctor Strange is an asshole.
Yeah, he is. And they tell him that. In the movie, they're like, they say, you know what, you're condescending, you're controlling. They made it clear why his ex-girlfriend is marrying a black dude.
No matter what universe he goes into, they're like, man, nah, fuck you.
Yeah.
What I do? Nah, you know what you did.
There's a phrase throughout the whole film talking about, are you happy? And the more they ask him, he's like, yeah, are you happy? Yeah, man. Are you happy, man? Yeah, man. Are you? Yeah, fuck you. I'm happy.
I wish everybody stopped asking me.
Yeah. Now, how do you say this girl's name?
It starts with an X.
Yeah, I know how to say her last name, like Gomez, right?
Everybody know how to say that.
Oh, the linguist over here. Well, I've studied how to say her last name.
You sound like you were like a real Mexican or something. Well, I know how to say the last name. Gomez. I know how to say that shit. Hey, man. Call me when you learn how to say the first name. Shit, you want to impress me? Learn how to say that first name.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, they set your ass up. Boy, like he really did what you said, the linguist. Professor Green over here, yo. Oh, shit. Boy, man, thank God you're here.
Well, I've studied ancient Mayan languages.
Proud as hell. Look at excuse me, everybody. I got this. I think it's Xochitl Gomez.
Okay.
Xochitl Gomez. Really good, man. She's very good. She definitely has a lot of personality. I do think that because this movie's so large and so overwhelming, her potential has yet to be seen.
It is one where you feel like, there could be, there's more potential for her. There's more she could have done. But at the same time, usually a lot of times a character like this can be annoying, and I wasn't annoyed by her.
No.
But she did spend a lot of time with her mouth open going,
oh, God, yeah. I like that. Yeah.
somebody get her some throat drops.
And she plays America Chavez. She's a character in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be the one to really. I'm just gonna say this. I ain't gonna say nothing else. This is probably gonna be the one that's gonna have. Ooh, I can't wait either. Why is Marvel getting so woke right now? Shut up.
I know.
Yeah, I tell you what. Why don't you take your ass back to sleep? Also, Elizabeth Olsen. Okay, this is her movie, man. Elizabeth Olsen got some cheesy lines here. They really are comic book lines. But man, she's great in this. She has the biggest range of emotions in the movie. It's the juiciest role in the movie. She's,
Man, I wish this was a spoiler discussion because there's something I would ask you.
Yeah, no, I know. No, she's great, man. She's great in the film. Okay, so I really want to say a lot of good things about this movie. I want to get that out the way because that's what everybody wants to hear. I do have some problems with the film, at least a major problem with the movie, and that's why I'm saving this for last. Because, this movie is so hyped and people are so hyped to see it that, people are going to get a little irritated if you're not telling them what they want to hear. So let me just say, before I get into this, by all means, and you heard me say this already, go see the movie in the theater. It's a lot of fun. Regardless of what I'm about to say, it's a lot of fun. You're definitely going to want to see this with a crowd. And if you're a fan, this is definitely a big payoff for you. If you're a Marvel fan or a comic book fan, there was a lot of the movie. When I say this was the most comic book type movie that they've done. I sat there like a kid through a lot of this. Like I was watching a Saturday morning cartoon or reading a comic. I was like, damn, I don't care what anybody says. I love superheroes, all right? You can kiss my ass. I don't care. So I'm endorsing this movie heavily, man. It's a lot of fun. Please go see it. However, my complaint for this is the same complaint I've had ever since probably Endgame was around, man. Once you start getting the time travel, all right, things get a little crazy. But once you start doing multi-dimensional or multiverse stories, that is something where I don't think that's the strongest storytelling that they can do.
Well, it erases some of the stakes is the problem.
Yeah. Now I will give credit here. I don't think it's been as lazy as it has been in the past because even with some of their biggest movies, they'll say, well, let's just fix this by going to another universe or going back in time. It's very flexible. It's always a get out free card with these kind of movies right here. This one,
It doesn't do it in the way that I thought.
No,
'Cause
no.
I'd been very hesitant about this whole multiverse thing.
Yeah.
And I thought they handled it better than I thought they might.
Well, there's still consequences here, and those consequences. I mean, maybe later on they'll be fixed. I don't know, but for right now, it seemed like all right, we're sticking to it. But the multiverse stuff for me, now this is just, and again, it's still gonna rub people the wrong way, but it just feels messy. It's just something I just think it's just, and it's a lot going on here, and honestly, I don't think it makes a lot of sense. Now, maybe I can go see this again, and it will, but with this, rules can be bent, rules can be broken when it's convenient, and at times it just feels like, you know what, if we just confuse the shit out of people, maybe they won't ask a lot of questions. Maybe they'll just zip by it. We just throw enough colors at them. Because the whole time I kept thinking, if this is a problem right here, I'll just go to this universe or go live in this universe and be happy and leave everybody the fuck alone. It's something where I don't think this is, again, for something more character-based stuff, I think is better. When we start getting the multiverse stuff, I think it's messy, and that's for me, that's a major complaint. But I do like it, man. I almost feel like I do with No Way Home. I love Spider-Man, probably my favorite comic book hero, man. But I didn't love that movie, but I did like it a lot. The Batman, I didn't love it, but I liked it. Both those movies had their own problems. And I'm kind of here with this one, man. I really enjoyed this, and really I want people to go see this. And people will love it. I wish I could be one of those people, but I didn't love it. But I love parts, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, go see this, man. Please, I'm thinking about going to see it again with a crowd. I didn't get a chance to do it with Spider-Man, and I feel regretful of that. I thought that sucked, man, because I really wanted to see it the next day.
My major complaint is that in the dialogue, there were moments where I was like, that could be written better.
Yeah.
To where there could be more character.
Did you notice I said Wanda has some really cheesy dialogue?
Yes. Oh yeah. No. I caught you saying that, and you're right. You're right. Throughout it, there were places where I was like, man, if the writers could take another pass at this and really bring home making these characters more real, it works. It would work better. It being Sam Raimi. Not all the special effects look that good, and certainly not the makeup. But then he's always had that kind of love for that kind of cheesy B horror movie stuff.
Yeah.
So it's hard to know if that's just because there wasn't skill or money, or because hey, this is what he wanted. But something that bothered me intermittently throughout the movie was because it wasn't always there, but the dye job on Doctor Strange. Like sometimes his hair was just so jet black, it was almost blue, and it looked artificial, like it was painted onto him. And then there'd be another scene where it's like, okay, it's slightly brownish, and this looks more natural. I know it's a wig either way, but sometimes it was just like, God damn, y'all, come on, fix this. This is too much.
Man, we got any shoe polish in here?
Yeah, no, it really did look like shoe polish sometimes.
Yeah, anybody got a
black and
Sharpie?
white shoe polish on him. I was like, these little details, they're kind of taking me out. I know you're like, that's nitpicking. I'm like, hey, it doesn't take the movie down for me, but it was distracting. A big thing going for this movie is that it is under 2 hours.
I knew you were going to say that.
Well, it's actually right at 2 hours.
Well, it's right at 2 hours, but so much happens that I was just like, all right, because there's a part early on where it slows down a bit, and I was like, great, we're going to be here for 2.5, almost 3 hours. And the movie was done. I looked at my watch. I was like, oh, wow. How'd they do that? They got all that in there. And they had post-credit stingers that I liked, especially the one at the very end. I was like, you know what? They made it worth it to stick around for the whole time.
It ain't even that deep, to be honest with you.
It's not that deep, but it was just like, hey, they followed through on something they started.
What'd you give it?
I'll go with a high matinee.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going with. Like I said, I think there are points where it's just really bombarding people with a lot. And that's where the messiness comes in with me. And a lot of things, like you pointed out, we agree on that. The dialogue in here. Like earlier when I said, a lot of it's like, we're getting so comic book now that the dialogue is becoming like comic books too, in a way.
I mean, Sam Raimi is very much a comic book fan. It shows in his movies.
Yeah, that's true. But man, listen, I give it a high matinee. Had a lot of fun with it. Not in love with it, but enjoyed it a lot. And like I said, even if I didn't enjoy it as a whole, where I say I loved it, there are moments in here that, just took me back to being like a kid. And this is why I love these superhero movies, man. Definitely want to see it with a crowd again, man. You know, if you can have people clapping for certain things at a critic screening.
Sure.
And they,
Yeah.
well, shit, half those people, and they weren't critics anyway. They always come up to these movies. What am I talking about?
The Christmas critics.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that what they call them?
Yeah. Like, you know, there's the people who only show up to church on Easter and Christmas.
Yeah. Don't think that because we gave it a matinee that is bad, man. Not at all.
Not at all.
No.
Like I
Matinee's
said, it's the first superhero movie in a while that I've been like, man, I'm anxious to go watch this again.
A matinee can be a really good score too, man. You know, I tell you what, a lot of times when something's a matinee, that is telling you that it's still worth seeing, and this is very much worth seeing. So yeah, y'all go check out The Good Doctor. Make an appointment right now, and get to the theater this Friday.
It does a lot of subverting your expectations with things.
Yeah, man. And hey, here's the good thing. We didn't even tell y'all half of what's in this movie.
No. Yeah, I know. Everybody's been watching trailers going like, man, they're spoiling too much. You don't know.
And I don't care how many people sitting up here talking about, man, why y'all say that shit? And you ain't said nothing. We ain't said nothing. Believe me, there's so many things I see other critics saying that I said I refrain. I'm not even going down that road. So yeah, y'all go check this out, man. It's a lot of fun. Maybe I'll see it at the theater.